Hey everybody, it's me, Naisha. I've been trying to get some videos downloaded off of the internet so that you guys can see some of the stuff that I'll be talking about when it comes to Chester Bennington. Hopefully, I think I'm going to use my son tonight because he's smart like that. He puts computers together and everything. So, I know there's a way to convert and all that stuff, and I've tried several different places. I've gotten some of them to do it, some of them not. Okay, but anyway, on Chester Bennington, I know that I have started a few things, and the problem is I'm not getting very many views, and I'm thinking the reason for that is there's so many people out there that is not going to be on the same page as me, but that's fine. Everybody has got to come to reality, and I'll probably get this back in, the comment section where I'm the one that needs to be in reality, but that's okay because everybody has their freedom of speech. But I want to get it out there that this is how I see it, and that I hope that I can get other people to see it the same way. So please continue to watch my channel because I'll be trying to upload videos, giving you information, trying to put it into a slideshow like I have. Okay, to start off with, I can't remember what I put in my last video, but we got to start off with the day that Chester passed away, which was July the 20th of 2017. Wait. No. Shoot, guys. Was that 16? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up. You guys are probably gonna be like, oh, she's retarded. She don't know what she's doing. I do know that, yeah, July 20th, 2017. It just seems like he's, it's been longer than that. I don't know. I guess it's with all the information that has come out, and I went through a hard time at the beginning whenever I found out that he passed away, which was through Facebook. And the thing is it was like a month or so. I was like, I haven't heard about Lincoln Park in forever, which I hadn't because I went to school to be a nurse and I'd been taking care of my kids till now one's 16, 14, and 8. Yeah, she's fixing to be 14. So now I've got a little bit more time on my hands. I want to focus on the Chester Bennington. I want to continue to focus on the Chris Watts case. I think I'm going to start another one as well, and that's the Kavanaugh guy who has some sexual allegations against him from clear back in college. But I won't go any further than that because I'll put it on a different channel. Okay, so Chester, his wife, and kids were all in Arizona at their home there for vacation. The next day, Chester had to be back into town so that he could go and take pictures. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, he was there to take pictures, and whenever I brought this up, some people were like, everybody makes mistakes, Naisha. Well, anyhow, I know there's a video, I know exactly where it's at, of when TALINDA's speaking on behalf of Chester and what happened. And then there was another lady, it was on a talk show. But he had gone back up there so that they could take pictures for their new release. Am I correct or am I not correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. But it was for their video. And they had to take pictures for the new album, not video, new album. I think their video that came out that day that he passed away was Talking to Myself. So anyhow, nobody came back with him, even though they knew that it was going to be on Chris Cornell's birthday. If that's my husband and that was going to be a hard part for him to do, why would you not have come back? You were coming back that next day anyway. And who's the guy that stayed there with her? I mean, come on. I know I'm getting a little anxious here because I already did a video and then for some reason my mic wasn't working, and it better be working this time. Okay, so he passed away July 10th, 2017. The police calls Talinda on the phone. Talinda answers. I think it was a housekeeper first, and then the cops call her and ask questions over the phone. Really? You're going to ask her all these questions about him over the phone? And really, Talinda, you're going to sit there and be able to tell them all this on the phone? I'd be like, hey, look, I'm driving from Arizona to California, and my husband's gone, and I can't deal with this right now. Let me get home. And then I would be like, please leave him there in a nice such that you do whenever somebody else passes away. You make sure that they look good for when family members come. But I guess that they wanted him out of there in 25 minutes in a white van. White van, I mean, what's the white van all about? Didn't have nothing on the sides of it or anything. But anyway, I guess there were 2 different beers found in the home. And the 2 different beers were Corona and Stella. Like my husband said, there had to have been 2 people there because not one person's going to drink Corona and then drink Stella at the same time. He says there's just no way, the difference in the taste. I don't know. I don't like beer. Also, I guess there was a bunch of fingernails that were found underneath a phone. I believe it was the phone. And while they're talking to her, she's saying, well, when he gets really anxious and depressed, he starts clipping his fingernails real short. Okay. Seriously, you're already saying that he committed suicide and you don't even know yet? You're giving him all the clues saying that, oh, he committed suicide, that's it, that's the whole deal. Nothing else to it. I mean, for the fact that you told me there's 2 different beers in the house, I wouldn't want to, And then we have the night after Chester passes away. The next day, they start talking about how somebody got into her Twitter account and started tweeting. I can probably remember. One of them was like, I tried to convince him to commit suicide. Mike, I was having an affair with Mike Shinoda. Mike was always better than him. I was only in it for the money. And a few other things I don't know. And trust me, don't quote me. I know that that's not exactly how everything was said. So we got that issue right there, and it's supposed to have come from a hacker. Okay, and one of the things that was said was he was dead before he ever hung himself. And don't quote me on that either, but I think that's exactly how it was said. He was already dead before he hung himself. But when it's written in there, it says D-I-D, did, instead of dead. So everybody was like, oh, Talinda would be smart enough to be able to spell that right. Well, if you go back on some parties that she went to after she'd been drinking, she made mistakes in things that she said about Chester on those days. Okay, I'm not saying Talinda didn't love Chester. I'm not saying that she's a really bad person. But Talinda and Vicky were both they had to make a decision, and I don't believe Talinda really wanted to do it. Vicky, on the other hand, I don't know. It's a crazy thing, and if I am so glad that I was never good enough to become a movie star or a singer whenever I tried when I was little, because dang, you're gonna have people coming and killing you if you think that, or if you find something out about them that can bring them down, you know. I just want justice for Chester. I want people to realize that no, he would not leave his family like that. He would not leave his kids like that, people. He was a way better person than that. And don't you think that through everything that he went through as a child, that he would have done something earlier and not later on in life when he's older and more mature? And at that point, he was doing yoga. He was lifting weights. He was doing really good. And even his son, Draven, even said that, you know, that looked like that my dad was in the best part of his life at that point, you know. And then you have Samantha. I'm like, come on, Nature, you could do this. She first started coming out and saying that she was saying something to Talinda about, don't be calling my house from my son's dad's phone. You are crazy, blah, blah, blah. And whenever I get a chance, everybody's going to know what really happened. I think at that point then she stopped talking in regards to that, and we never heard anything else. And I think that maybe somebody came up to her and was like, hey, you know, you might not want to talk about anything like that. So I want you to get familiar with David Geffen. Look him up, read about him, and go to each funeral, Chester's funeral, and then Chris Cornell's funeral. You're going to see David Geffen there. And like I said, read up on David Geffen. That's where I want to stop right now, is you finding out about David Geffen. Write me some comments, whether you think I'm crazy or that you believe that something happened to them as well. Don't forget that both men were cremated. And they had money. Okay? One more thing. Chester had that spot on his neck from the belt. Well, look up vital reaction, and this wound here did not go through vital reaction, which means that nothing occurred in type of healing, because that automatically happens when something like you get an abrasion or you cut yourself, or you know, the doctor comes in and cuts you for surgery or whatever. Your body is already going to start the process of healing, and that did not occur in that area. And right there will tell you exactly in the messages on Twitter about how he was already dead before he hung himself. I will try to find good spots so that you guys don't have to look so much, and then I'll post it down below for you. But please, guys, please help me out here. Please don't go nowhere. I hope that you've listened to this whole video. I know I'm probably nobody fun, but I'm trying to be. I think I'm getting better at this. I never wanted to get in front of people or anything like that whenever I was like going to college for my nursing degree. I literally saved speech for last, because I was like, if I get in, I know that I have to do speech, because then I'm gonna become a nurse. But if I hadn't got in, I wasn't gonna worry about speech. I didn't like get up in front of people. Okay, well, anyhow, remember everything that I have said so far. I want to get into what started happening after that. Alright, well, I want you all to have a blessed day. Please comment below and click subscribe. I'd love to see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.